Okay, this is Delegates Part 2, and I don't want to seem too much like those real estate programs on TLC, but let me just recap just a minute, okay, to help you. Actually, the first thing we did was we identified methods that we wanted to call with a delegate. In our instance, we created those methods, and those methods have a signature. They accept two integers as parameters, and they return an integer, okay? Then we went and basically created a delegate that we're going to use to point to those methods. And notice we used public, the keyword delegate. It returns an integer. We gave it a name, whatever name we wanted it to have, do math, and we said that it's going to accept two parameters. Now, when we click on the button on our form, let's actually use this thing. Well, first of all, I want to create a variable that I'm going to use that I'll have to convert. Okay? Now notice this is where I actually create an instance of this delegate, and you'll see where this thing kind of starts to look like a class now. I'm going to say do math, okay, and I want to create an instance of do math called A, and I want to set it equal to a new instance of do math, and I can point it to any of these methods that share the signature for my delegate object up here. And in this instance, I will just say add. Now, a lot just happened right there. Notice that this guy right here got treated as if he was a class because we created a new variable called A, and it was a type of the delegate do math, and then we instantiated a new instance of it, and we pointed it at our add method. So right here we're pointing to our add method. Now watch what's interesting here. I can set result, which is my variable, my integer type variable right here, equal to A, and I pass it 3 and 4. Now what that is going to do is when this runs, A34 is going to point to, it's going to run this particular method right here and going to return me 3 plus 4. And so what I will do now is put a message box up here. Oop, if I'd hit a period, that would have worked. Show, and I'll have to convert that to string result. Okay, now let's run this and watch. When I click the button, it will create a new instance of my delegate called A. It'll point it to the add method, and it will run it, drop it into result, and show it to us. Okay, so let's run this. See if I fat fingered anything. Apparently not. I clicked that and it came back 7. Now you're thinking, okay, that's kind of cool. What's the big deal there? Well, let's play with another one. Now this one I'm going to show you, just kind of open your brain up a little. This is where we can start to layer the use of these delegates. I am going to create right down here another method, because we can pass these delegates to methods as objects. Now hang on, let me get this coded up because I can't talk and code at the same time. Just watch what I'm doing here. Now notice what I've done. I have created a method down here called useDelegate, and the parameter or argument that it accepts is a delegate. So it's going to accept my doMath delegate, and whatever I pass it in, it will run that delegate with the numbers, and I could pass numbers in with it and all kind of stuff. So let me just show you this example. So we're going to use delegate. We're going to call our method useDelegate, and we are going to pass it the delegate that we created, which is A. So really what we're passing it is this method. We are passing this entire method as a parameter now. Make sense? And so what I will do now is give you a message box to show you the results. So we're going to pass AN to X, then we're going to give X two parameters, and A will execute. It'll point down to here, and it'll bring us back, should bring us back 12. And so I will run it. We'll first get the message box for this one, then we'll jump down to the use delegate. So run this. The first one we get, there's our 7, and there's our 12. So it jumped down, and we actually passed that method as a parameter to this one using our delegate, and then executed it inside there. I hope that makes sense. Now, I know what some of you are yelling, so what good is this stuff? Learn this, get comfortable, get very comfortable with the idea of delegates as pointers. They are actually type-safe function pointers. If you did C or C++ or Java stuff, you're used to function pointers. Those things were dangerous in a lot of ways. So this is a type-safe function pointer. Just get used to this concept and then go out and do some reading on delegates, and you can do some really cool things with them. I really hope this helps. Go through this quite a few times, and again, look for the VTC delegates. I'll have it all clean and pretty in your working file folder.